All right, we're looking to inverse right here, guys. We're looking to inverse. You can already look to take an entry if you want to. If you want to get aggressive, you can already look to take a short entry. I'm going to wait for us to close because we are very volatile right now. I want to see us close first. But this is the plan I talked about. Market open right, trade into the 15-minute SIBI, come down and inverse this 1-minute busy here, and I will look for a short. We'll just see if we want to trade back into a level. Again, we're already running away, so we might not even come back. But if you wanted to take that aggressive entry, you could have already taken that entry. Like I always say, guys, when we come to inverse a level, you don't always have to wait for us to close. If you want to be aggressive, you can take the entry right as we're trading through it, because sometimes we will not come back. I'm not really looking to take that aggressive of an entry right now, just because of how volatile the market is, and then we're getting SMT at the lows right now. So I'd be just be very smart here. No reason to rush, guys. No reason to rush here. Look at that SMT divergence. We just came down to sweep this low on NQ. ES has not even gotten close to sweeping that low. I don't really like taking this inverse entry right now. If we didn't have SMT divergence, I would have probably just taken that inverse entry already. But since we have SMT, I'm not going to take that right now. I will not be taking that. Looks like these longs might want to step in here. So I'm just going to keep being patient. I'm going to play it smart here, guys. Playing it smart. Obviously, I am very bearish overall. You guys know that. My bias is very bearish, but I need to see ES moving down. If we didn't have SMT, I would have gotten to that short. Like I said, I would have taken this short already. I would have gotten short off this inverse. No doubt about it. I would have been in the shorts right now. But SMT divergence is going to keep me from doing that, especially when we have such aggressive SMT divergence up here. You know, that doesn't really make me want to just jump into the shorts. I don't know if anybody got the super aggressive entry here right as we traded below and held on to that position. If you did, you know, you could already look to take a TP at this low, or you could hold down to our next sell side low, right, which is at 2070.50, one of the levels we talked about. That's up to you. I don't know if anybody is in this position right now. Did anybody take the aggressive short entry or the inverse entry? If you are, look, you could have, you know, definitely taken that. You could already take TP here, just depending on your risk management, right? But if you kept about a 50 tick stop, you know, we just hit 130 ticks from that level, so I would definitely think about taking a TP already if you got that entry. All right, so, okay, bias is correct, right? Our bias is correct. Our analysis is correct exactly to the point so far today. Like I talked about, this is exactly what I wanted to see happen. Trade into the 15-minute SIBI, inverse a 1-minute busy, and drop. I wish we didn't get SMT divergence right there because I would have executed that short right there if we didn't get SMT divergence, but it is what it is. We just wait for our next entry. We wait for our next entry now. Again, I'm playing it smart today. We're almost coming down for these equal lows already. Remember, our ultimate target is previous day low for right now, 2017. We might come down for that level pretty soon. Look at how quick we are dropping here. We are dropping quick here, guys. Dropping very fast. Not enough pullback yet to get any other entry. We have more SMT divergence here at the lows. And ES is testing new week opening gap right now. Let's see what kind of pullback we get here after taking out equal lows. We could always wait for a 5-minute SIBI to form. We could wait for another 1-minute SIBI. I'd like to wait for some more structure to build. First 5-minute candle, right? Just closed. So we have our 5-minute opening range here. I know some people like to trade 5-minute opening range. We haven't broken out of it yet. We have wicked below. Let's see if we're going to trade into the SIBI, what kind of reaction we're going to get. We look extremely bearish right now, guys. Extremely bearish. I don't know if we're even going to trade back into the SIBI. We might just keep dropping. We might just keep dropping here, guys. Right, so sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes you have the perfect analysis, you know exactly what to expect, and then one little thing throws it all off, like SMT divergence. It kind of throws off your analysis, and you kind of have to sit on the sideline, and it can be frustrating at times, but I would much rather sit on the sideline because I saw something that I didn't like than force the trade, and even though it worked out, you know, it would have worked out. I just don't like doing that. I would much rather have all of my confluence. But analysis spot on today. Very spot on. Exactly how I said it would happen at market open. And this is what I was expecting to happen last night. This is what I was talking about during my charting session last night. Was this move right here is what I wanted to see last night. But again, it didn't happen until today. And that's fine. So we still had the right analysis. It was just a little bit off in the timing. A little bit off in the timing here. All right, guys, is anybody taking a trade yet this morning? How are we feeling? We still sitting on the sidelines. Seems like most people are kind of being patient. I like it. Just waiting, waiting, waiting. Hey, very nice, Wild West. On the sidelines, there we go. Hey, nice. 250 ticks. Very nice. Did you catch the aggressive entry, or did you wait for the pullback into the inverse? Yeah, I agree, Jolly. Everything was saying short, short, short. 100%. I just wish we didn't get that SMT. Nice, man. Hey, there we go, Shosky. Another 1 minute Sibby right here. More SMT at the lows still. I don't like taking this entry in the shorts just yet. So we just swept previous day low on NQ, right? We haven't swept it on ES, so we have some SMT divergence down here at the lows. So I'm going to wait for this 5 minute Sibby to form, see if we want to trade back into the Sibby and then get a nice bounce. Look for another short opportunity. I don't really want to short from down here, guys. Especially when we have SMT at the lows. I do not want to jump into the shorts off this Sibby right now. I would much rather wait for us to form, you know, come back up to a premium of this range. See a nice entry. See some pullback into a 5 minute Sibby. Something along those lines. Yeah, exactly. Or wait for the 15 minute. Nice P thing. Abundant wealth. Took the short out already. Nice. Very nice, guys. Yeah, guys. So, again, a lot of people might want to take this short entry, right? And that would be my initial thought process too, is, okay, we have an aggressive breakout. Nice 1 minute Sibby formed. But to me, this is not a good entry. This is not an A+ setup. We're already at the lows. We just took out previous day low. We have SMT divergence between NQ and ES. This is not a good place to short right here. I would not be shorting. I would be waiting for us to trade up into a 5 minute Sibby up here, like this one. Rebalance this range a little bit. Right, if we can trade into that 5 minute Sibby, and then if we can come up, you know, swing low, or swing high, swing low, like I did before using my Fibonacci, seeing if we want to come back up to a premium of this range right here, trade into the 5 minute, then get a bounce in inversion, and then I would look for another short. Hey, there you go, Christian. All right, so we just created the 5 minute here. Perfect. 5 minute Sibby. Let's see if we want to trade back up into the premium of this range. We're about to inverse this 1 minute here. Well, let's see if we close above. Again, guys, as much as I wanted that trade, man, I really wanted that trade. I love those shorts right there. I loved them. But that SMT kept me out, and that's okay. That is okay. No, trade down to 3. My bias is very short. Very, very short. Very bearish. We'll see right now because of that SMT. We'll see how much we want to pump, but I have a very bearish bias still. So we just tapped into the 5 minute there. Let's see if we want to trade into the premium here. We're trading into the premium right now. I mean, if we get a full-on reversal, then yeah, I would start looking for longs. If we come up and close above this high, I'm looking for longs. But as long as we just traded back into OTE of this range, back into a premium, I want to see if we're going to come back down off the 5 minute. Let's go, Christian. You just got 2 funded accounts today? Very nice. Very nice. Alright, guys, so I'm going to see if we're going to bounce off this 5 minute Sibby here, come down and get inversion. We just traded into the golden zone here of this optimal trade entry, right? Of this range. I want to see if we're going to come down and inverse this 1 minute busy now. And I would look for another short position if we do come back down here. All right, I'm looking down to catch it down to those lows. If we're not going to come back down and we're just going to keep pumping, my bias might start changing to the longs, right? If we're going to get a full-on reversal here. So far, good bounce off a 5 minute bearish order block, 5 minute Sibby. Now we just need to see inversion. Once we get that inversion, I will look for the shorts. If we get the inversion. So let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens. And guys, if you are being patient, no reason to have FOMO whatsoever. Just wait for your A+ setup and that's it. If it takes one trade, just take one trade. Right now, we really have to wait for confirmation. We're right in the middle of this range. If we're going to start pumping and, you know, closing above and pushing through these bearish imbalances, that's when we start looking for longs, right? That's when we start looking for the reversal. We have SMT at the lows. Cool. But if we're trading into the OTE, into the golden zone right here, and we're getting a strong bounce off a 5 minute, and we come down and inverse a 1 minute busy, everything would tell me that I'm still bearish, right? But we have to see how this 5 minute closes. We'll see how this 15 minute closes. And if we're going to close above, we might see these longs start stepping back in. We grabbed equal lows, previous day low. We could be seek and destroy today, right? So keep that in mind. If we're going to close above this 5 minute and we're going to run right through this golden zone, I'm going to start looking for longs. All right, so looks like we're going to get inversion here on the 5 minute. Look at that. We're getting full-on inversion on the 1 minute here. Looks like these longs really want to take control. We're still inside of the golden zone, though, so I'm still not completely convinced. I need to see how this 5 minute's going to close. But look at that wick on the 15. The wick on the 15 and the hourly is pretty nasty here. Pretty long wick there. Looks like we are completely reversing on the 5 minute. Starting to look pretty bullish here. Looks like we want to come up for these equal highs. So I'll just keep being patient. All right, inversion is here. Inversion is here. Boom, right here. It's here. And it does not care about your feelings. Looks like we're about to close above OTE here. We closed inside of OTE, but we got full-on inversion of the 5 minute. Look how that 15 minute closed right there. So if we start pushing above the 15 minute Sibby in our opening range right here, let's say we start pushing above this 15 minute opening range, we'll start looking for longs, right? We have VWAP, 15 minute Sibby, opening range high. That's when we would start looking for longs, but not until we start pushing above that level. Message in a bottle. I'm okay with waiting for us to push through this because we have a lot of resistance up here. We have new week opening gap, 15 minute Sibby, and VWAP all right here. So I want to see us start pushing through that and forming this 15 minute or this 1 minute breaker, and then I'll jump into a long. All right, or I'll wait for us to get a little bit more retracement. Just depends on how the setup is looking. All right, but we still have a lot of reward from, even if we wait for the 15 minute opening range breakout, we have a lot of reward all the way up to the equal highs. So full on reversal, SMT there. Just waiting for us to push through this level now. It's crazy, on this whole move we haven't retraced into one single fair value gap on this whole move up, right? We haven't retraced into one fair value gap here. Giuseppe, shoot Braden a DM right now, and he'll be able to help you out. Yes, sir. Alright, guys, so I'm just waiting for us to start breaking through our opening range here. A lot of resistance up here. I need to see us start breaking through this. Is anybody in the longs already? Is anybody holding the longs right now? Sending out in the so bus. Let's see if we start running through the Sibby. Okay, main trades, corrupts. You guys are both long. Nice. Where'd you guys get your entries? I am from the moment I asked. There you go, trade 903. Took TP 1-1. Very nice. Good discipline, Christian. 2100. Okay, so entry right around here. Very nice. Yeah, I really want to see us break through the 15-minute Sibby here. If I'm going to go long, I'm not going to take a long unless we break through the Sibby and we break through opening range and we break through VWAP. We have too much resistance here for me to take a long just right here. Obviously at the top of this range. You know, unless we get a nice pullback here again, you know, back to OTE of this range or down to a discount and give me a better entry level, maybe I would look for a long from down here. But right now I'm not going to get an entry all the way up here unless we start breaking through, unless we get displacement and retracement, right? If we start getting that retracement or that displacement retracement, I will look for an entry from up here. Africa. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be very selective with my entries this week. Extremely selective. Very, very smart. Hey, trade 903. Everything happens for a reason, man. This is just a test of your character right now. This is only going to make you stronger. It's only going to make you stronger, man. 70.25 after the SMT. Soup showed some strong bullish candles. Nice. Yeah. Right, SMT and some turtle soup for sure. Alright, so we just traded into the 15-minute Sibby here. We're bouncing off it right now, but once we start running through it, like I said, guys, I will look for my long entry once we're above VWAP here and above the opening range. I will start looking for my long up here. Kind of similar to Friday, right? Remember how I attempted the opening range breakout long Friday and got stopped out, and then we finally got our good entry and we're able to catch that big trade. But I'm still going to look for this opening range breakout trade up here. I would rather see us trade up into this level and then get retracement and then give me a nice entry, because if we're not going to break through this level right now, there's no reason for me to long from here. Like, the only reason you should be in the longs is if you got an entry somewhere down here or, you know, somewhere around here. If you got a better entry, that you have a lower entry, sure, that's fine. But getting a long entry from here, just like getting a short entry from here, is a terrible idea. Right? Terrible idea. And this is why. Why would you jump into a long when we're trading into a resistance level, right? When we're trading into multiple resistance levels, there's no point. Did we get some SMT at the highs here? Let's see if we took out that high. Looks like we didn't really take out that high. Got equal highs up there on ES. Will that be a breaker on the 1 minute if it breaks VWAP? Yes, it will be, right? If we close above this high right here, that would be a breaker because we have this low high, lower low, displacement of the highs, 1 minute bullish breaker right here. 100%. Good morning, Chickleen. How you doing, man? So we just tapped into a 5 minute busy down here. 5 minute busy. Let's see if we're going to start getting a bounce. If we're going to trade all the way back down to a discount of this range now. Yeah, 5 minute BPR, right? Balanced price range down here. SIBI overlapped by a busy. Balanced price range right here. Very strong level. I would like if we wanted to, you know, if we could trade down into this level, that would be nice. That would be a nice level to get an entry off of in the longs. You know, if these longs are truly going to step in. Again, we could be seek and destroy, guys. We could be seek and destroy today. So even if we do come up and sweep these highs, we could very well see NQ come right back down for the lows again. It's a no news Monday, right? We only have like yellow folder news, so it's not really that big of a deal. So we could see seek and destroy. So especially with elections tomorrow, the market might be very stagnant. I'm sure a lot of big players are keeping their money out of the market right now. So I wouldn't expect a crazy breakout on either side. Remember, we have our targets. Like our long target is these equal highs up here, and maybe up to London high, Asia high. And then our short, the furthest I'd want to see these shorts go is into this weekly busy down here. There's more than they'd seen. I gotta keep moving. Alright, so still no trades for me this morning, guys. Still no trades. Still being patient here. Yeah, well, I agree with that, Krups, right? With the sell, with the weekly profile, right? And I kind of talked about this last night. Is today we could see us trade into the daily SIBI up here, right? If it is a weekly sell profile, that means we want to see retracement into a nice resistance level like the daily SIBI before we sell off. So I did talk about that last night a little bit. I said if we are going to be bullish, you know, that's where I would want to see us. I'd want to see us do that. Trade into a nice resistance level up here and then see us start selling off, right? So that's a good point that you bring up. Very solid point. If we are going to see these longs stepping in, then that's where we would expect us to go. Sing me a song. All right, Christian, you take it easy, man. See you tomorrow, brother. Good stuff today. Alright, guys, so I just got to keep being patient here. I really just got to wait for the breakout. Breakout right here. Displacement retracement. You guys know the deal. Going back to the basics, man. Displacement retracement. That's the basics right there. But you will not see me jumping in the longs just yet. I need to see us break through first. As much as we're looking bullish right now, I will not be jumping in until we break through. Alright, we got 5 minutes here until the hourly closes. Let's look at the hourly candle here. Very long wick on the hourly. So I will wait as long as it takes. As long as it takes to find our A+ setup, I will wait. It doesn't matter how long that takes. So we're still respecting the 1 minute SIBI, but I'm expecting us to start running through this level pretty soon. I mean, I would want to see inversion of the 15-minute SIBI by the end of the hour. I just don't know if that's going to happen yet. Right, but there is, if you've traded this morning, there is no way you should be red if you've traded this morning. Right? I don't think you should be red. If you took the aggressive entry I talked about here, or even waiting for the tap back into the inverse, you should have caught a nice short there. And then if you took the longs, you know, you should have caught a nice long from down here. There's no reason you should be red at the moment, unless, you know, you're like me, where I took a trade last night, and I was red from that trade, and I haven't taken a trade yet this morning. That's the only reason I'm red. One micro green, very light. Yeah, man, very light week this week. Very light sizing all week. I'm gray. Hopefully that's a good thing. Good, good, good. Seabreezy, you said, when I first started trading, I was only on minis and had good success, and I got clapped, no risk management back then. Went to micros and now having the same success. Now that I have good risk management, do you think I should go back? I know you recommend micros on a 50K. Well, it just depends on your risk management. And I know since you have better risk management now, Seabreezy, I still think it's better to trade micros. And what you can do is, if you want to start sizing up in your trades, just trade more micros, you know, because it's easier to start scaling in and out of your trades. That way, you know, if you want to trade one mini, just trade 10 micros. If you want to trade 2 minis, just go up to 20 micros. You know, if that's really the sizing you want to do, if you want to go heavy, if you feel confident in that, just do micros for now, because it's going to be way easier to scale in and out of your trades compared to just trading 2 minis, because you can only scale out once, you know, or 1 mini you can't even scale out. So if you are trying to go heavier on a 50K, which I don't recommend personally, but if that's what you're trying to do, make money. I know the commissions are annoying. I agree. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's difficult. I would just play very smart, man, because, you know, if you feel like you're ready to do it, that's fine. That's all on you, right? That's your decision. I'm not going to tell you not to. I just know from my personal experience, yes, I've traded minis on 50Ks before, and yes, I've passed accounts with minis. But I would say I blew more accounts from trading minis on a 50K than I passed. But also, I didn't have the risk management back then that I'm assuming you do, right? So, again, if you have the right risk management, you can do it. Just keep it very tight and be very smart. And because what minis will cause you to do is you'll make a good amount of money, and then you'll want to keep trading because you're like, oh, I just made that much, I need to make more. But then that drawdown will get to you quick if you keep on trading. So if you are going to trade minis, I would just, you know, once you're in the profit, take that green and just walk away, you know. Don't overdo it with minis, because that's how you'll end up hitting that drawdown. Alright guys, so we're really just stalling until the end of the hour here. We have about 10 seconds until we open the new hour. Yeah, so I mean, if you're going to trade a mini, I would just be careful, because you can't really scale in and out of your trades. You're just going to have to look for a straight trade. Probably start, you know, trailing your stop loss, moving it to break even quicker. I would just be smart about it. I know you're smart. I know you'll have a good handle on it. Alright guys, let's see if we're going to start finally breaking out of our opening range here. Looks like we want to. I'm going to start looking for longs here if we can break out. If we start breaking out, I'll look for longs. Not if we're going to wick up here and just grab liquidity and drop. I won't be getting in the longs. Remember, displacement, retracement. That's the key here. Displacement, retracement. If we don't get displacement, I don't look for an entry. We haven't gotten displacement, so no entry. We're bouncing off of 15 minutes still. We're bouncing off of VWAP. We just traded above the opening range. We didn't keep pushing, so I cannot look for the longs right now. Patience, patience, patience. I think I'm going to get patience tattooed on my forehead, but it's going to be P-A-Y. It's going to be spelled like patience. What do you guys think? Good idea? No regrets. No regrets. Yep, right on the forehead. Pay cents. Even better. Alright, guys. Once we get displacement, I'm looking for an entry up here. Give me displacement. Looks like these longs are stepping in. Looks like these longs are stepping in, guys. You can look for the aggressive entry already. 15-minute opening range breakout. You can already look for that entry, guys. We haven't inversed this 1 minute yet, but we are about to inverse the 1 minute. Technically, we have inversed it. I just want to wait for a better entry, but I might look for the inverse entry here. If we get strong displacement, right? But we haven't gotten strong displacement yet. We really got to see us close above this recent high. We have displaced this recent high. I just want to see better entry. Alright, this is why I haven't gotten the aggressive entry, just because of this. This is what happened on Friday, where I took the aggressive opening range breakout trade. We got stopped out, and then I had to wait for a better entry, and then we ended up catching that nice 300 tick long. So I'm not going to make that same mistake right now. I'm not going to jump into this opening range breakout trade yet until I see a lot more confirmation. Especially going into Silver Bullet. You know, we're in Silver Bullet hour now. I want to see a nice fair value gap entry. Better displacement, better entry. I'm tripping. Come on, man. You don't think I look good with the forehead tattoo? Dude, I was just singing that green. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. That was literally what crossed my mind right after I said that. Papa Jojo. Papa Joe's. Thank you for joining me at Papa Joe's. I hope you enjoyed your experience. Nobody's fault but mine. Sounds like the next venture. Nice little pizza restaurant. I like that idea. Oh, that's good. Better setups, better trades. Papa Joe's. Dude, that's the new slogan right there. That's the new slogan. Bro, how sick would that be if you had like a little trading floor at a restaurant? You'll buy it on a t-shirt? All right, I'm gonna write that down right now. We're gonna have to give Jordan the credit for that. Better setups, better trades. Papa Joe's. Just don't put daddy on a t-shirt, no thanks. There's a bar in New York that charges based on stock prices. That's cool. Unless stocks are really high, then that sucks. As long as they just trade it all based on penny stocks, that's cool. They're like, actually, our pizza, each slice is the cost of one NVIDIA contract. Now, that's an expensive piece of pizza right there. Man, we can't seem to break through this 15-minute yet, guys. We really can't break through this 15-minute. The least sold beers are cheapest, most sold increases price. Oh, okay, yes, I've seen that where they have all like the ticker prices and everything on the walls and stuff and on the TVs. I've seen that before. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, nice New York style slice. How much is Nvidia right now? What's Nvidia's price right now? We really want to break out here, guys. I'm just waiting for it to happen. But here's the deal. If I would have taken this entry, right, the aggressive entry, I would have gotten stopped out already. That's why I didn't want to take the aggressive entry here. I want to wait for a better silver bullet entry. Dude, I don't know anything about New York pizza, and I'm sad about that. I'm sad about that, man. I need to try some New York pizza. I will though. I'll probably go to New York I don't know, maybe in the springtime I think I'm going to go. There's a place that will mail you pizza. I don't know about that. I don't know about eating mailed pizza, but are you being serious right now? That's wild. That's wild. Guys, we still can't break out here. We still cannot break out. We keep trying to, and we're not able to, so I still will not begin an entry yet. We have this 5-minute Sibby here, 15-minute Sibby here. We're not breaking out at either of those levels. I would start looking for shorts if we were to come down and break structure back down to sell side here. Right, if we're going to come down and close below this low and create a bearish breaker, I would start looking for shorts again. Alright, AZ Sunshine. Have a good time at work. We'll talk to you later. Man, very choppy. Very choppy right now. No problem for me. You know what's nice, guys, about when you come into a week expecting price action to be crazy, you can come in with such a good mindset, and you should probably do this every single week. If you assume that price action is going to be bad for the week, that will cause you to take less bad trades. Even if price action is good, then you just jump in and look for a good entry. But if you just assume that price action is going to be bad, then that helps you with patience so much. Because sometimes if you just every day you think price action is going to be great and you just jump on and look to take a trade as soon as you can, and price action is not great, you end up taking some bad trades. Yeah, corrupt. So that's what I would be waiting for, right? Let's say we come down to this low right here. Let's say we do soup this low and we do get SMT and we don't get strong displacement of these lows. Then yes, I would still be looking long. But let's say we do come down and we close strongly below this low. ES comes down. We don't get SMT. I would be looking for shorts, right? But you are completely right. If we do trade down into here, we get soup. SMT, that's still a long signal right there, right? That still tells us long. I agree. Yeah, a busy would be nice down here on the 15 or the 5 minutes. We do have the 5 minute down here, right? So we still could see a bounce off that 5 minute. We have bounced already off of it. I agree, right? That would be surprising. The thing is, you know, I know like with our weekly profile, yes, we want to see us trade into that previous day high. But if we do have seek and destroy conditions today, that wouldn't surprise me if we did end up displacing and coming all the way back down, right? Just because seek and destroy is completely different than what we would normally expect on a good day of price action. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see if we are getting seek and destroy or if we're actually going to see our, you know, our real breakout. It's just going to take patience at this point. But again, those are key things to be looking at. Turtle soup here, SMT divergence, 5 minute busy. All of those things are key. Very key. Patient Mondays, exactly. Exactly, man. So let's see if we do. That'd be kind of a nice little move for us if we did do that. That would give us some nice confirmation there. be a much better entry for us from down here compared to up here. And I would like to see inversion of the 15-minute SIBI. I would really like to see that inversion. Remember, we still have this 15-minute SIBI up here that hasn't been inversed. And we're bouncing off this 15-minute bearish order block, 15-minute SIBI up here. So we still have a ton of resistance right now. And we have new week opening gap. So all these levels that are still trying to hold us down. And we're seeing a lot of chop because of that. Because here's the deal. If people are trying to push this market higher, it's going to take a lot of work because we still have all of these bearish orders, right, sitting over here and all of these resistance levels. So we've got a ton of orders, sell orders up here, just trying to hold us down. And when people are trying to make the markets, or the algorithm, whatever it is trying to make the market push, it's going to stall a lot when we have all of these sell orders resting above, right? Because a lot of sell orders are trying to hold us down while the market is trying to push higher. It's just going to take a little bit more time. Now, if we didn't have any resistance up here, we didn't have all of these levels holding us down, it'd be a lot different. If we didn't have all these sell orders up here, you know, we'd probably already would have seen price break through these highs and make its move. But this price action right here, this is where we're basically, this is trying to liquidate a lot of orders right now. It's trying to liquidate a ton of people. It's trying to grab all that liquidity up at these highs, and it's trying to initiate all of these sell orders up here, right? And then it's going to fake out. It's going to fake out, and if we do come back down and fake out, you know, then it's going to basically stop a lot of people out that are already in the longs, right? That are already in the longs right now. They're all going to get stopped out, grab their liquidity, and then we're going to reverse right back up for the highs. So chop, 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 guys. Chop, chop, chop. We just wait. We just gotta wait. Don't force entries right now. There's no need. No need to force entries right now. All we have to do is be patient. Me too, man. Cold as ice. Cold as ice by Foreigner. Yes, sir. Do. All right, how are our accounts looking right now, guys? How are our accounts looking this morning? How are we feeling about this market? We feeling patient? Are we feeling FOMO? Are we red? Are we green? Are we journaling, guys? Make sure we're journaling. Any trades you've taken, start journaling them. 250 red, small loss. Small loss, no biggie. Juan, you're chilling. Camper Investor, first day on the Fresh Express funded. Very nice. Up a whopping $100, man. There you go. Hey, that's like $100 an hour right there. I'd say that's pretty solid. Slick, you're green. Nice. Feeling bored? Yeah, for real, Phil. For real. Jack, small win, up 500. Very nice. Yeah, Mike Easy. Happy meal for everybody. Times 5. Yeah, true. Probably made that in like 20 minutes. Got you, Jolly. Yeah, man, being selective is very important. Okay, so we came down. We just grabbed some equal lows right here. We just grabbed some equal lows, and now we're starting to see this breakout, right? So if we start seeing the breakout, we might finally see a good long entry here. We didn't get inversion of the 15-minute, but we're trying to break out now. So let's see if this is actually going to be the breakout. If we're going to trade back into this 1-minute SIBI here, or busy, excuse me. and see a nice silver bullet long that we can jump into with a good stop loss. Got a nice little 1 minute busy right here. Still haven't broken the highs, so we'll see if we're going to actually bounce off this busy and start moving. Alright, so we just created the busy. Let's see if we want to trade into it right now. Trade into the busy. Let's see if we get a nice bounce here. Still want to be careful here just because we have not been able to break through this level whatsoever. So again, not going to take the aggressive entry. I still need to see some confirmation. You can take that 1 minute busy entry here, right? If you want to take that entry, you can. I don't really want to take that aggressive entry yet. Just because we haven't proven, as much as these longs look like they're about to break out, they might break out here. But we just have not proven yet that we can break through this resistance. So far, that's a good bounce though. Good bullish order flow right now. Very good bullish order flow. Good bounce off that 1 minute busy there. So it looks like these longs are stepping in now, guys. It looks like they're really trying to step in. Strong close here. Looks like we're trying to get displacement above these highs. So let's see if this is actually going to be the breakout or not. Yeah, definitely, right? Definitely trying to trap a lot of people up here. Definitely, like I said, they're trying to liquidate a lot of cash right now. They're trying to steal a lot of money right now in this market. Right? But as I said before, longs here. At this point, we've just been waiting for the longs to break out. And again, if these longs are breaking out, I expect them to come all the way up to London high, Asia high, and eventually up to previous day high. If we are going to go that far. So there's still going to be some reward for us, even if we are patient. Even if we just need to wait a little bit longer. But now we finally got our displacement here. Now we finally got our displacement. At least on the 1 minute time frame. And we have these nice equal highs up here that looks like we want to go for those equal highs. Let's see if we're going to set up a nice long setup off this 1 minute if we form a 1 minute busy here. Again, we'd be looking to catch it up to these equal highs here, so we don't have as much reward from this level here. I would much rather have had my entry from this 1 minute busy, but really was not ready to take those longs yet. But if this one does bounce off this busy and we see a nice breakout, I think we'll run through this level and we'll come all the way up to these highs up here. Like this level. And all the way up to this level. Alright, so we're seeing that breakout now. This is the breakout we've been waiting for here. Yeah, it's not the best structure, I agree. I don't love getting an entry from somewhere like this. But these longs are stepping in, right? And I expect them to keep stepping in. Now, the issue is I'm not going to get my long entry all the way up here right at equal highs. But if we get a nice, good enough pullback, you know, I'll look for a nice long off the level down here. We do have some SMT at the highs right now until ES really sweeps this high. All right, so really the only solid entry on this move was this 1 minute busy down here. All right, but at that point I was not, even though I called out this 1 minute entry, I wasn't ready to jump into this just because we hadn't been able to break through the structure yet, right? But I did still call that level out. I said, if you guys want to take the aggressive entry here, this 1 minute busy, it's still a decent level. It's just risky. Okay, we're getting some pullback here. But this is the structure I'm waiting for, right? I'm waiting for some better structure here. Waiting for some better structure. We still have SMT at the highs right now, so I don't really like jumping into a long here. I want to see better structure. If we can come up, if we can create a 1 minute Sibby, and then we get inversion of a 1 minute Sibby, you know, I would look more to take that long. I just don't want to take this long entry from this busy right now while we have SMT at the highs. You know, same thing as earlier. As much as I wanted to take the short position, that SMT kept me out of taking that short. And it's kind of like right now, right? Even though we'd still look very bullish, SMT divergence makes me not really want to jump into the longs yet. But that is a very nice bounce off that busy. We're forming this 1 minute order block right here. We might see a bounce, but I still want to see ES break through the highs. Nice, Shosky. Got aggressive. I love it. All right, we just took out equal highs. SMT at the highs. SMT divergence at the highs right now. So ES already took out those equal highs, right? Or did we? Wait, let me look back. No, we didn't take out those equal highs. Excuse me. So we have SMT divergence at these highs, and we have SMT divergence right now at this high. But we look so bullish right now, guys. Again, we're talking about weekly profile, and I expect us to come all the way up to at least London high, Asia high here. I just need to see a good long entry. Now, no more SMT at this high. So sometimes being more conservative is gonna, you know, it's gonna make us miss out on a few trades. And as you guys know, I'd much rather miss out on a few trades than take bad entries, right? And be super aggressive on a week where I don't really want to be aggressive. That's just how I am today, you know, and it is what it is. But I've still called out two very aggressive entries for you guys that have worked out pretty good. So again, if you're being aggressive this week, which, you know, I'm advising against because that's not what I'm doing, but if you are, look at ES going. You know, I've still called out two pretty solid entries for you. All right, I called out this long right here, and I called out this short right here. 2 entries right here off this short, and 1 entry here. So technically 3 entries. All right, so ES, we're looking very bullish, guys. Now I'm just waiting for pullback. I'm just waiting for pullback now. Right now, we're not pulling back. Let's see if we can come back into this fair value gap here. If we get a nice bounce from this fair value gap, another long entry opportunity. We just got to be careful of more aggressive pullback, right? Using our fib again. If we want to come all the way back down here, we got to be careful of that. But if we're purely basing the trade off of silver bullet, right, we're just looking off, you know, to take the 1 minute entry down here. Okay, we just tapped into the 1 minute, so if I start seeing a bounce, I will look for an entry, but I need to see a good bounce first. Need to see a very good bounce first. Okay, we're starting to bounce pretty good. Starting to bounce pretty good here. So I'm thinking about looking for an entry here pretty soon, guys. I still expect a little bit more manipulation here. But again, another long entry opportunity. I just want to see if we're going to get more manipulation here. Looks like we want to move down a little bit. If we start to turn green here on this candle, if we start to gain some momentum on this candle, bullish momentum, I'll start looking for a long. But I just want to be careful of some more manipulation down first. Like, just looking at this 5 minute, I want to be careful just in case we're trying to form a 5 minute busy here. We actually do have a 5 minute breaker here, guys. 5 minute bullish breaker here. This is our 5 minute bullish breaker. So we're forming a 5 minute bullish unicorn right now. If we form this busy inside of the unicorn, we'll have a 5 minute bullish unicorn. Very nice entry level for us. So again, we still have 2 minutes until this 5 minute closes, but it looks like we're trying to form this 5 minute bullish unicorn here. Leaving behind equal highs up here. Could be a very nice entry level for us. Let's see if we're going to still create it or not. You know, if we start bouncing off consequent encroachment, I would already look for a long. But again, this is why I didn't take the aggressive entry off this 1 minute, because of how strong the possibility of retracement was here back into the 5 minute bullish breaker. All right, so I'm thinking about starting to target my long entry soon if we get this nice bounce off the breaker here. As I'm going to target a long entry here off this breaker right now. This is going to be an aggressive entry, and I'm only going in 2 cons, okay? And if we start dropping aggressively, cool. 2 cons, that's my loss. That's fine. I'm going to keep my stop out 20,164.50. Okay, if we can bounce off this breaker, that's what I want to see. Nice breaker block entry on the 5 minute. We left behind equal highs right here. I'm good with this aggressive entry right now because we have a nice support level, right? And if I get stopped out, that's only 2 cons. Again, it's a loss I'm willing to take here off a breaker. And if we don't bounce off this breaker, okay, then I'll just wait for my next entry. But we're bouncing off consequent encroachment. We're bouncing off a 1 minute busy, or a 1 minute order block here. We have equal highs left behind up here. All right, I'm liking this bounce. I'm going to wait to add into a full until I have a better, entry level to add into a full, a better entry. Right now, I don't have that level yet. Very good bounce off the breaker so far, right? Very good bounce. But we might want to come all the way down for that 5 minute down here. We might want to come down for that unicorn all the way down there. So we might just need to be careful here. All right. So this is the risk I'm willing to take, guys. This is 1/3 of my normal full position, right? 1/3. I'm scaling way down. Way down. And if I have an opportunity to add into a full, I will. But right now, I haven't seen that opportunity just yet. All right, we might try to tap into this unicorn down here. And I don't want to see us tap further. I don't want to see us trade further than this unicorn, than this fair value gap. I want to see us bounce off this fair value gap right here. I have my stop pretty close, right? Because my entry is all the way up here. Need to see a bounce. And if we don't bounce from here, I'm going to get stopped out. And we might see a reversal. That's fine. Like I said, this is the risk I'm willing to take. We have a unicorn model. I love the unicorn model. I love breaker blocks. It's one of my favorite entry models. And if we see a bounce from here, I will add into a full. That's a great bounce off the unicorn. I'm going to add into a full here, guys. 4 cons for me. Great bounce off that unicorn model there. That's exactly the bounce I needed to see, right? Exactly the bounce I needed to see right there. So now I'm going to look for TP up at this high at 22.1175. Let's just see if this one can follow through. Let's see if this one can follow through here, guys. I mean, again, this is my favorite entry model. You guys know that. We just got a perfect bounce off of a 5-minute unicorn there. Literally a perfect bounce. So, again, this is an entry I'm going to take every single time. When our bias right now is very long, very bullish, and we get a perfect bounce off a bullish unicorn on the 5-minute, that's an entry I will take 100% of the time, guys. 100% of the time. There we go. That's a nice push here. Let's see if we can get some follow through on this move. So far, we've hit about 45 or 41 ticks, just about. All right, so now I'm just going to let this one ride here. I'm just going to watch how this plays out. Let this one ride. I really, really love this setup. Again, it's an A+ setup here. You guys know, on a day like today, I'm only taking A+ setups. I mean, every day I'm only taking A+ setups, but especially today, it needs to be A+++. And to me, this is an A+++ setup. Let's just see if we can get that follow through without more manipulation. I don't want to see any more sell side manipulation here. I want to see that follow through now. Look at that perfect bounce right there, guys. Perfect bounce. Now we just need to see follow through. All right, this one is just manipulating like crazy. Look at that. Look at that candle back down into the breaker. This is the issue with today, right? Manipulation is going to be out of control. This is what I didn't want to happen. I did not want to see this manipulation candle right here, because this one looks like it's trying to come down and target sell side right now. This really looks like it's trying to come down and target sell side. So this is exactly what I didn't want to see on this candle. I wanted to see a strong up close candle here. So we'll see if this breaker can hold right now, but it looks like we're trying to target sell side right now. It really looks like we're trying to target sell side. I do not like how that candle closed. All right, we did tap back into the 4-hour SIBI up here. Well, ultimately, we got our inversion of the 15-minute SIBI right here. We got our 5-minute bullish unicorn model. So no matter what happens on this trade, guys, as I said before, I will take this trade every single time, man. Every single time. No matter what happens. Let's just see if we're going to continue to chop or not. If we're actually going to let this... If this one's actually going to play out. And you guys have the opportunity, if you don't like your trade, if you don't like the entry, you know, if you want to get out, we're in the green right now. So you can always just get out. So you have that opportunity to sell right now if you want to. You don't have to keep holding this. If you don't like the chop, then just get out. I'm holding this one because I love my entry so much. Or I just love this. I love this model so much that I'm holding. But we could see this one come down and manipulate right now. So you just got to be careful. What happens after accumulation? Typically, we see manipulation, right? So what does that mean? Well, we more than likely will manipulate down. If we're going to manipulate down here, and we might stop me out. We might stop me out, and I'll just have to look for a re-entry after that. But, okay, 5-minute close green. It wasn't as good of a close as I expected, as I wanted to see. I really wanted to see a better close than that on the 5-minute. Could have been much better. So let's see if this manipulation is going to happen, guys. It looks like it keeps trying to come down and manipulate, but so far we haven't stopped us out. So I will keep holding this one with diamond hands. With diamond hands. This is one of those trades that can be very stressful, right? I mean, ever since we got in, what have we done? We've just chopped. We've just chopped. So it can be very stressful, and that's why, you know, I just sit back and watch this play out. If I have my entry that I wanted, I'm going to let it play out. I'm not going to cut this early. I have my perfect A+ setup, guys. I'm not going to cut this one early. We have obvious buy-side liquidity up above, obvious swing high, a 5-minute bullish unicorn with a strong bounce off the bullish unicorn. Everything right now is telling me bullish, 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 that this trade should play out to the longs, right? It really should play out to the longs. We just have to wait for it to happen. And just, you know, hopefully we're not going to get that manipulation move. Scared money don't make money. You are correct. Man, the chop is real, guys. The chop is real. Uh, 15-minute breaker. So we already have a 15-minute breaker here, right? Because we have this low, high, lower, low displacement of the highs. We're already bouncing off a 15-minute breaker as well. So we will have a 15-minute unicorn. So that is one thing that might happen, right? If we do form a 15-minute unicorn, then we will manipulate back down. We will stop me out, and then we'll bounce. And that's okay, because then I'll just look for a re-entry off the 15-minute unicorn, right? If that's going to happen, I'll just get a re-entry. So we already have the 15-minute breaker right here. We've already tapped into it. If you can see the highest up close candle here. Boom, right there. We already bounced off the breaker right there on the 15. But we are creating a 15-minute unicorn. So, yeah, something to be mindful of. You know, if we are going to manipulate down, we'll stop us out, and then we'll trade into the 15-minute unicorn. I'll just look for a re-entry off of that level. I will say, the structure we're forming right now really looks like we're trying to come down and manipulate. It looks like it right now. All right, but as long as we're holding the bullish breaker, I'm going to keep holding my position. Again, I'm still in light risk right now. I'm still in, you know, it's not too bad of risk for me. If I get stopped out, okay, I'll look for my re-entry, as I said before. This one looks like it's coming down to target the lows right now. Looks like we might get a little bit of soup here. We might get a little bit of soup. You know, as much as I'd want to move my stop loss down, that's just too much risk. I'm not gonna do that. I would rather just get a re-entry. So it looks like we're gonna soup here. All right, if we come down and take out this low right here, that's gonna be a soup. Okay, we almost stopped me out here. It looks like we're coming for my stop. All right, so we just grabbed my stop there. And this is the soup right now, right? This is the soup. We're grabbing internal lows. So I'm still going to be looking for a re-entry in the longs here. I'm still going to be looking for a re-entry. If we can bounce from here, I'll start looking for a re-entry. Again, we're still respecting the 5-minute unicorn here. This could be a power of 3 turtle soup. So as I said before, guys, I will take that entry every single time. Every single time. I love that setup. You know, as much as we got manipulated there, I still love that setup. To me, that's still a great setup. All right, so we still closed respecting the 5-minute unicorn. We just souped the lows. Now I'd want to see if we're going to get inversion here. If we're going to start pushing through this 1 minute, I'll look for another re-entry. So we have about 4 minutes until the 15-minute unicorn is created. So we could even wait for the unicorn to be created here on the 15-minute right here. Just going to be patient for the next trade. All right, so, I mean, that's my first trade, right? First trade of the day right there for me. And I really like that setup. Another long opportunity here. If we're going to start going for inversion here, another long opportunity. If we're going to start breaking through this 1 minute. Nice turtle soup entry here. So I'm still going to wait for inversion. If we get inversion, I'll look for my entry, and I'll just look for less reward here on this setup. But we still need to see inversion. I'm not going to jump in unless we inverse that 1 minute Cibi. Because we have 3 minutes until the 15-minute unicorn is made right here, right? So that could be an even better entry if we just wait for the 15-minute unicorn. All right, where's this 15-minute breaker? Right here. Highest up close candle here on this move. This is the breaker here on the 15. This is the fair value gap. If we create it, this would be the unicorn fair value gap right here. So we'll see. We have 2.5 minutes. I don't know if we're going to create that unicorn or if we're going to, not create a fair value gap here. We're technically still respecting the bullish unicorn on the 5 minute as well, right? We haven't closed below that level yet. So I'm just going to have to wait for this next setup here. I'm going to wait for this 15-minute. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes and wait for the 15-minute unicorn model here. All right, so this is the unicorn right here. We have this 1 minute Cibi. We're going to have to see it push through that 1 minute Cibi. All right, we might even start pushing through it already. Let's see if we're going to get that inversion. We got 1 minute and 15 seconds until the unicorn is created. I'm just waiting for that, guys. Patience, patience for this 15-minute. And that's just unfortunate. It's really unfortunate our timing on this trade. Because, guys, technically, I still love our entry level. I still love our entry model here. We just chopped around so much and we wanted to manipulate, the market wanted to manipulate us out. And that's just unfortunate timing. As good as this trade setup is, that's just unfortunate timing. We got our entry while price was looking very good, right? And we got our add once price was looking even better. And then we just chopped around, we manipulated. I couldn't keep my stop much lower. Okay, so we're already getting inversion of this 1 minute Cibi here. So you could already look, for that inverse fair value gap entry. Or you can wait for the 15-minute unicorn entry down here. I would much rather see a 15-minute unicorn entry down here. I would much rather see that. Let's see if we're actually going to do that here. We got another nice bounce off the 5-minute unicorn. All right, 15-minute unicorn has been created. I don't know if we're going to come back for it. After getting inversion of this 1 minute, we might not even come back for it, guys. But I do want to see if we're going to trade back into this inversion. And if we get a bounce off this inverse, I will look for an entry. If we're going to run right through it, I'll get an entry off the 15-minute unicorn down here. Okay, BPR right here, balanced price range. 1 minute Cibi, 1 minute busy overlapping. Let's see if we start bouncing from here. Looks like we might start bouncing from this level. I would, like I said before, I would much rather wait and see if we're going to trade into the unicorn down here. That would be my more preferable entry. But we could still see a very strong bounce off this balanced price range right here. Patience, patience, guys. Again, only one entry for me today, right? I'm not forcing trades. I'm only taking my A++ setups here. Okay, we're trading down into the unicorn now. We just tapped into the 15-minute breaker. I want to see us tap into the unicorn. Come on, just tap into the unicorn here. Tap into the unicorn. We just tap back into the 5-minute unicorn again. We're already bouncing off the 5-minute unicorn yet again. Is anybody still holding the longs right now, guys? Has anybody gotten a re-entry in the longs at all? Enter with micros. Okay, okay. Yeah, the chop is pretty brutal right now. Chop is pretty brutal, but I still love these longs, guys. I still love the longs right now. So again, we almost tapped into the 15-minute unicorn. We almost made it to the 15-minute, but we didn't. But now we're getting the move that I was waiting for all this time. It looks like, or at least we're trying to. Let's see. Now we just got SMT at the highs here. We got SMT at the lows, and then we get SMT at the highs. All right, ES came down and swept lows. NQ didn't sweep lows. We're creating a 1-minute busy right here. Let's see what our reward looks like from here. Not as much reward, guys. That's the only issue to this high. Not as much reward, but I expect this to go all the way to London and Asia high here. Let's see if we want to tap into this 1 minute. I don't love that SMT, but if we start seeing a bounce on ES here and NQ here, I'll look for another entry. I mean, just another perfect bounce off the 5-minute unicorn. All right, so again, I barely got stopped out there. Barely got stopped out. And these longs are still looking so good right now. We're coming up to these equal highs here. We're going to get more SMT divergence again. Okay, we just took out that high SMT. Again, this is that TP level I wanted right up here, guys. We're almost at that TP level. If you're still holding this trade, you could take TP at this high, or you could wait to take TP here, but we do have SMT divergence, so I would look to take TP already. Nice displacement on the 5-minute there. Yeah, you know, sometimes that's the way it goes, man. Barely got stopped out, and then we finally saw the pump. Finally saw the pump. Even keeping our stop below the 5-minute unicorn, you know, we still got stopped out there. That's okay. You know, as I said before, that's my setup that I will take 100% of the time, just like you see is playing out right now. And sometimes the entry is just, you know, the stop loss just gets hit. Diamond hands. Let's go, Marvin. Let's go, Marvin. So I still want to see this one move higher, guys. So I'm going to see if we get a nice bounce off this 1 minute here. Yeah, I really think there's a lot of potential for this one to go up to London high and to Asia high. There you go, Jack. There you go, Jack. Let's go. We really just tapped into that 1 hour again. And remember, we're back into this 4 hours, so we do want to be careful up here. But I really want to see these longs keep stepping in. After this bullish reversal on the 5 and the 15 minute, we have our previous session highs just waiting above. Okay, we just made some equal lows here. Let's see if maybe we want to come down and grab those equal lows. Bounce off a 1 minute busy. Yeah, I'm just going to keep being patient here. See if we can come back on this fair value gap. Because look, if we do end up breaking out here, I'm expecting this to go all the way to London high, Asia high. That's still over 200 ticks of profit there. All right, so I'm looking to catch this one all the way up there. Equal highs. Look at those equal highs at Asia, guys. We are definitely trying to target those equal highs here. All right, there is no doubt in my mind that these longs would step in. There's no doubt in my mind the longs would eventually step in. It was just about the manipulation. I mean, if the manipulation would have stayed a few more ticks above, we would have still been in this trade. I know some of you guys are still in this trade. Hey, there you go. D shot this. Took some profit. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, guys, I mean, everything about today I've absolutely loved. All the call-outs I've given you guys I've loved. Even the trade I took I've loved. We've been pretty much spot on with exactly what's happening in the market, right? Every little setup we've been spot on. With this short I called out here, spot on. Long I called out here, right? Perfect. And even with this 5 minute unicorn, it was still a very solid entry. We still have the perfect analysis. It was just our stop loss barely getting taken. Hey, there you go, Enrique. Yeah, I'll be on FFN tomorrow, Enrique. Should be interesting with the election tomorrow. Should be interesting. I don't know if I'll take any trades. As I just want to see us come back into this 1 minute here. We also have a 5 minute down here too. Or, sorry, that was a 4 minute. We have a 4 minute down there, not a 5 minute. We got a nice 1 minute fair value gap here, equal lows. I know we have SMT at the highs, but I want to see these longs continue. All right, Enrique, you have a blessed day as well, brother. Alright, so I'd be looking to hold these ones all the way up to London and Asia high here, right? So I just want to see us trade into this 1 minute, get a nice bounce. But I need to see a bounce just because we have SMT up here. And maybe even wait for inversion. Maybe even wait for an inverse fair value gap right here. Okay, we're starting to pump. We're starting to pump. If we start pumping above this level, I will look for my entry up here. No fair value gap created. I just want to see some good see some good follow through here. I just want to be careful at this level because of that SMT. I don't want to chase an entry up here, right, if we're just going to wick back down. If we're just going to wick back down, I'm not going to chase an entry up here. Have a great day, Slick. Alright, guys, I'm just waiting for one more entry here. Just waiting for one more entry. That's all I'm looking for. One more A+ setup here. You know, look to get back in the green on the day. That's all I'm looking for. Nothing more than that. We're almost at the end of the hour here. Just want to be careful at the end of the hour right now. But I am, you know, I want to see these long step back in. I just don't really trust this. I don't really trust this at the end of the hour here. You know, if we start pumping from this 1 minute consequent encroachment, I might look for a nice entry. I might look for the long entry here. But I just want to be very careful at this level. Very careful. Just in case, you know, maybe we want to come back for the unicorn. Maybe we want to come back for the 5 minute. SMT divergence at the highs, but everything still looks very bullish to me here. I'm just going to wait for the end of the hour. I'll probably wait for the end of the hour. 2 more minutes. See what kind of manipulation we get. Yeah, exactly, Alpha. Exactly. We want to wait for that hourly manipulation here. Yeah, lunchtime reversals are usually very solid, going around 11:30 Eastern to noon Eastern. Usually very good lunchtime reversals. So we're still respecting this 1 minute right now. But we have 1 minute until this hourly candle closes. We do look very bullish on this hourly right now. And I love these equal highs as our target. Just want to make sure we're getting our A+ setup, guys. A+ setup only. We would need to take an A+ setup. We have SMT at the highs. We just want to be very smart at this point. We're getting to the end of the hour. We're going to see some manipulation here. We just want to play this very, very smart. All right. I would love if we came all the way back down and trade into the 15-minute unicorn. If we could bounce out that unicorn, I would love that for another entry level. All right. New hour is upon us here. All right, usually on the new hour, we want to see a wick created on one side, and then we start moving the other way. Right now, we're creating the wick on the high, you know, on buy side. I would want to see us create a wick down here, sell side wick, and then start pumping. But if we're going to start getting a reversal here, guys, we might start seeing these shorts rebalance this market a little bit. All right, if we really have this SMT up here, we're getting closer to lunchtime, to London close. If we're going to see reversal, you know, it would start coming pretty soon. It would start happening pretty soon. And then we'd be looking, where would we be looking for it to go? Well, we'd use our fib from the top to the bottom here. And we'd be looking to come all the way back down to a discount of the range. So all the way back down to here. So we're still respecting this 1 minute. I just don't like taking an entry right now. I don't really like taking this entry right here. All right, how are our accounts looking right now, guys? How are our accounts looking right now? Are we keeping our risk? Are we keeping good risk management? Good for once. There you go, Sue Breezy. No trades. Nice, Jack. Staying on top of the discipline there. 36 bucks on the green. Let's go, RC Coin. Main trades is green. One red trade for Brandon. Yeah, man. You know, it doesn't really matter if you're red as long as you are not taking a ton of trades and you're keeping your risk management good. That's all that matters. Because then that still gives you an opportunity to get back in the green on the day. So I don't know if I want to trade this right now, guys. I mean, I really want to see these longs step back in. They're starting to step back in right now. I just really don't like our SMT divergence at the highs. I don't like all the chop we've been seeing, all the manipulation. Now we see this crazy candle here. Right now, all of a sudden, we see a candle that moves 23, 24 points there. After all this chop, then we just see a, almost 100 tick candle. And then we come all the way back down. We just got more SMT, right? Even more SMT at these highs right here. So honestly, guys, I might even just want to wait to trade this until our next session, because we're going to run our session around lunch hour, right? So we could just wait to trade this until around lunch hour, wait and see if we can catch that lunchtime reversal. I don't like what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, like the past 30 minutes have been pretty bad. It's been pretty rough here. Pretty bad price action. Are you guys down to take a break and wait for our next session? And even, I'll still hop on the charts after taking a quick break and look at and see if we start seeing something better. Yeah, exactly. We're making that 1 hour busy right here. So we could wait for lunch hour, wait for us to form this 1 hour busy. We might chop around for a little while. How does that sound to you guys? Are you guys down to take a little break? Come back for our next session at like 9 to 9:30 PST, about an hour. Hour and a half. Because look, I don't want us forcing trades right now on this price action, and then you end up hitting your loss limit, and then you can't trade the rest of the day. 9 to 9:30 PST, right? PST. So 12 to 12:30 EST. So just keep your notifications on. I'll let you know. We're scheduled for 9:30 PST, but I'll hit you guys up, and if I'm going to hop on before that, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, let's just do that, guys. Let's just stay out of this choppy PA right now. Let's wait for PA to get better. We'll come back in about an hour, and we'll look to, get back in the green. And some of you, stack some more green on top of your green. For those of us that are red, we'll look to get back in the green. All right, guys. Well, good job so far today. We've stayed disciplined and we've had really good setups today. Even if you're not green right now, pat yourself on the back if you're being disciplined. All right, guys. God bless. I'll talk to you all very soon. Keep those accounts safe until then. Peace out, everybody.